to some degree enlightened. A lot of people talk about, especially in this day and age, especially after the last 7 years plus of Buhari, people have awakened to what was always there. Again, I was reading, not just Chief Adebanjo, a lot of people feel there shouldn't be an elections without looking at the Constitution, because it doesn't seem to hold the system accountable. That's what they feel. I mean, it's been exposed that, it doesn't, people feel like you can get away with anything, that there should be a level, the Constitution should be addressed. And I was reading the interview this morning, and if no, it was like, he's not for or against secession of any kind. He's not for it, he's not against it.
Against it.
It all matters what actions are taken next.
Sure.
And people feel that should be the key, not just voting people in.
Sure. No, I think that that point is unassailable, actually. So we were talking about the fact that just going to vote is not going to solve the problems, and of course they're not going to solve the problems. Then Nigeria has our document, our guiding document. They're called the Constitution. It's a very defective, in fact, people will call it an unconstitutional document. Okay? Yeah. It's first of all, it did not proceed from any form of conversation amongst Nigerians. It was a bequest of the military, the last military regime headed by Abdul Salami Abubakar. So he basically crafted this rogue document and imposed it on us as the thing to lead us. And whether you have a good trip and whether you ultimately arrive at a destination, of course, a nation never quite arrives at a destination. A nation is an interminably deferred destination, right? So when at every point you have a place where a nation wants to be in its progression, but then it dreams up new dreams and tries to get there. But if you have a defective roadmap, if you and I want to go from here to California, okay, to Los Angeles, and we start with a roadmap that is defective, we could end up in Toronto, we could end up in Ottawa, we could end up, in Mexico, okay? So you need a good roadmap, and the Nigerian Constitution now, first of all, in its distribution of powers between the center and the federating units, it's clearly unsupportable. Okay, there's too much center. There's too much power in the center, and so the temptation to abuse that power is very strong. And so it's like in every state election, the state executive has to go to Abuja to beg the president, please, would you allow free and fair election, or at least would you allow us to also rig against your party? So if we rig more, would you allow us to come on top? Instead of you just imposing the will of your party by using the military, the police, and the secret service agents to basically rubber stamp an illegality and so on. So those things cannot hold. And the fact that Nigeria has perhaps the most expansive concept of what they call immunity from prosecution, right? So that the Nigerian president can literally, or any governor in Nigeria could literally kill a human being, and they say, okay, he is still the governor, let's wait until he leaves office. And yet we know what happened to Blagovich, the governor in Illinois, right? Who was trying, just on the phone, conversing with different people, trying to sell Obama's Senate seat, Okay, he hadn't received a dime. The FBI was listening to him. They went into his office and shackled him. So immunity covers you for your legitimate constitutional acts as a governor or president. Okay, when you commit a crime in the office, you're not covered by immunity. But Nigerian governors are not questioned when they steal funds. Okay, they say, oh wait, let him finish in office. It shouldn't be. Okay, and then what we call security vote, which is one of the most scandalous scams ever invented. Okay, of course, and we're going to do a special thing for them. But basically what it is that, you know, every state and the federal government votes a considerably huge amount of money, often in excess of the annual salary of the US president, often in excess, every month. And they put it in the hands of the governor. Okay? And the governor can spend this money at his will. Usually they pocket the money. And if you ask questions, they say, oh, it's security vote. So he went into security. Wink, wink. You know, so it's like we have invented a constitution that is a corrupt constitution, it's a scam constitution that enables the most venal behavior by people who are in office. So all of these need to be addressed. And so to go to the particular question about secession, first of all, as Shoyinka has often said, there is nothing sacrosanct about a nation. A nation, there's nothing sacrosanct about your family or about mine. My wife and I stay together only as long as we have respect for each other. If I'm treating my wife terribly, or if she treats me terribly, there's nothing that says you must stay in this marriage. So for Nigeria to hold as a nation, Nigeria be better organized around principles of justice and equity and fairness. If you decide we must force all the groups, constituent groups in Nigeria to stay within Nigeria, but only one part or two parts or a few parts will divvy up and share to themselves the resources of the country to the exclusion of some. You have no moral or constitutional right to say to those areas that you've excluded from participation in your life, in the life of the nation, that they must be part of it. So I actually believe in what I call a dynamic nation. And the principle of dynamism is that a nation can contract, grow smaller, or it can grow bigger. Okay? So tomorrow, some part of Cameroon could decide to join Nigeria. If they have a plebiscite, if they have a referendum, Nigeria could say yeah. On the other hand, a part of Nigeria, states, regions could say, we no longer care for Nigeria. If the vast majority of the people in that region vote to leave the Nigerian space, I actually morally and strongly support that kind of move.
I mean, that's well said, man. That's well said. I think it's just that lack of